The false justification. Nowadays, some people make excuses for not performing Qurbani, claiming that it's better to give charity instead of sacrificing animals for the sake of Allah. By that logic, anyone could justify not building mosques because they can pray at home and give charity instead. They might even skip obligatory prayers and join charity organizations to help others or ignore any Islamic obligation that requires time or money. According to this mindset, all acts of Islam should be disregarded for the sake of these so-called invisible laws of humanity. The double standards. Interestingly, these same individuals have no problem spending their money on luxurious lifestyles, better houses, cars, expensive clothes, and food. They waste their time on entertainment and adventures. However, if they were in the position of those who are starving or struggling for basic necessities, they would expect assistance even from a beggar. This reveals the double standards they apply to their sense of empathy. They should practice empathy by giving up their luxuries to help the needy, as they would expect others to help them if they were in a similar situation. During these moments, their sense of empathy seems to disappear, only to arise when reminded of their Islamic obligations. Without Islam, it becomes solely about their own happiness, pursuing pleasure, fulfilling their dreams, and living life to the fullest, which is blatant hypocrisy. Islam on empathy. In contrast, Islam demands adhering to such principles as exemplified by the greatest men in history. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, who sacrificed everything for the sake of Allah, fulfilled the demand for empathy to the fullest extent. He never said no to anyone who asked for something, even if it meant he and his family would go to bed hungry. His companions also gave away half or even all of their wealth for the sake of Allah. They did so while prioritizing the commands of Allah above all else, purely for His sake. Undoubtedly, they were the best of people. Islam's love for humanity. Islam cares deeply about humanity and compels Muslims to help others more than these so-called invisible laws of humanity ever could. How can one be a true believer if he does not love his brother as he loves himself? It is a command of empathy from Allah that should obligate every Muslim to save humanity in various forms, such as saving them from hell by spreading and implementing Islam as a law or protecting them from oppression and calamities. However, Muslims must always remember that when Allah commands something, it surpasses everything else. Indeed, the love of Allah, His Prophet, peace be upon him, and striving, jihad, with one's life, wealth, and inner self for His sake always takes precedence over the love for anything or anyone else. The greatest men ever. And how can we forget the Messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and his companions who never left Salah, even when attacked by enemies and injured? So who the hell are we? Nor did they leave Qurbani, making an excuse that they can sacrifice animals in necessary situations when it may be needed the most for our people. They engaged in jihad, sacrificing their lives and wealth for the sake of Islam, which resulted in you being born as a Muslim. Allah above all else. Indeed, Allah and His system, Deen, always come first, which is superior and better. This life is nothing but a test, and to Him we will return and be judged, either entering the most satisfying place, heaven, or the worst nightmare, hell. The seriousness of commandment. Lastly, I want to quote a hadith, a warning that Prophet Muhammad gave to Muslims regarding not performing Qurbani. Whoever can afford it, but does not offer a sacrifice, let him not come near our prayer place. Sunan Ibn Majah, 3123.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for the latest videos.